Hello, my name is Samuel Acosta.
Hi, my name is Natalia Flores.
Welcome back to once again another episode of Gov 101. Today we have
Roberto Rojas, with Community Development. I'm a Development Services Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Rojas, for joining us today. Today, our podcast is here, well, it's always here, to educate the public and us on what each head of department does. So we'll be asking you around 10 questions with a 30-second to 1-minute response based on your role and services you provide and just some things that go on within your department. So to start off, could you please give us a description of your role, your background, and how you led up to this occupation?
Okay, so again, I'm with Community Development. I'm a Development Services Manager. So at Community Development, we have basically two departments. One is Building Department, and then the other is Planning and Zoning. I am more towards the Planning and Zoning Department, where we have a zoning ordinance. The county is classified into different zones, like residential, commercial, residential. So each zone has different uses, permitted land uses. So that's the way how the county control the development towards the county, towards now, to the future. And Building Department is more about issuing permits to build new residents, new commercial buildings, additions, remodelations. And background, so I was born Tucson, but raised in Nogales, Sonora. I did all my education in Nogales, Sonora. I graduated from CETIS 128, and then moved back to the United States. I graduated from Pima Community College. I got my associate degree there in General Studies. I started here in Cochise County, Cochise College, when they used to be here at the old courthouse downtown. In Nogales, Sonora, I got my associate degree in construction technologies, so that's where I started my background in construction. While I was starting the college, I was working with a civil engineer. So when I started getting familiarized with the codes here in the U.S., which are different from Mexico, and after working there for like 5 years, then it was the opportunity. It's an open position at the city of Nogales. So I started there as a plan reviewer, just to review we basically review the plans for the new construction of the homes, make sure they comply with the safety codes. And then there was an opportunity here at the county, same position here at the county, and then I started moving up on position until I get to Development Service Manager, and then basically here I'm in charge of reviewing all the commercial projects, new developments, make sure they comply with the codes, regulations, and that they are not gonna affect adjacent properties.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes. So you mentioned that you worked with the city as plan reviewer and now you work with the county. How would you compare both of them as well as contrast both of them?
Well, they're pretty similar. They are government entities, so it's always they all have their political things, and basically our work there, either it's at the city was more involved with the building department, doing plan reviews and inspections, and basically our job there is just follow code regulations that are set, that are adopted. And now here in the county, I was more toward to planning and zoning, which is also kind of the same thing, just follow regulations that are already set and adopted by the board of supervisors. And so it's basically just follow what the book says.
So you deal with property, and I'm pretty sure people can come to you and say, I want to build a house here, or I don't know, a restaurant here, right?
Yeah.
What are the requirements?
So there's different, like a residential use, and a restaurant is a commercial entity. So first you need to find a property that is zoned commercial for commercial use. Okay. Not all the properties are zoned that. And then the residential, we have some, like depending on the size of the lot, you get a classification R1 through R5s, but basically we have different zones in the county where you can be commercial or it's residential.
Okay. You got it.
And during this process, do any clients become difficult to deal with?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. It's like we receive a lot of calls, people asking, can I do this in my property? Can I run a business out of my home? There are some permits that allow that can be done, others don't. And sometimes people don't understand that there are regulations set for an entire county. and they're just saying like, well, this is my land. Why can I do it? This is America. This is free land. But they need to understand that it's regulations set to be followed.
I get that. So, there's a new trend with nail techs working from home. Can they come to you for that type of permit to work from home, or is it a different facility?
No, for working from home, it's if you're not receiving clients or you're not increasing the traffic. So if you just have a computer, you just have a computer, that permit is not required for.
Okay.
But if you plan to run like a business, you have like an office where you're gonna receive people there, you may need to have a home occupational permit.
Okay. Like if they're doing nails but at home, or esthetician from their house, they come to you for that permit?
Yeah, they will come to us. They need to require a home occupational use permit that needs to be approved first by the Planning and Zoning Commission. That's a different body. That's a community body. They need to approve the use, and they will need to involve the health department because of the issue of the nails, of the fumes, of the toxins.
To see like the environment.
The environment, they will need some extraction of the fumes.
Let's say someone isn't given the opportunity to build what they want on their property, and they still do it. So like, is there a rule for that, or like what rule are they breaking? Or penalty?
Yeah, in that case, if you are building without a permit, either if one of the inspectors pass by and catch the construction, he will stop you. He will put you a stop work order, and you will be directed to contact our office and see to remedy that. Either you need to get a building permit, and there's a fine. It's double the permit fee.
Oh, and how much? I'm not gonna like write this down or have this as a question, but like how much is? Oh, it does count.
I guess. Yeah. I'm also curious.
Like I wasn't gonna keep score of that one.
No, that's fine.
Okay. How much is the permit?
Well, the permit depends on the size of the house. If it's a new house, more or less rounds about 1,800 to 23.
So double that.
But that's very unusual that people start building a house without permits.
Yeah.
What they start doing is like a porch, like an addition to the house.
Like a little guest house, like that?
A guest house could be, but it's more like a porch. I'm just doing a little porch. I'm just doing a little storage attached to the house.
Okay.
Those permits around about 600 to 1,000. Yeah, depends on the size also.
So if they were to do a commercial business, like a commercial building, does the permit change? Does the price change?
Yeah, the permit it's higher for commercial entities.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, if you were to continue.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
And what other violations are there?
So that's building. So if you go to planning, we have regulation for your land use. Like most of the comments we have is junk vehicles on the properties, trash, vehicle parts abandoned there. Those are tires, bunch of tires on the property. So those will be on residential entities. So those are the most that we receive.
What is code enforcement?
So we have a set of zoning ordinance regulations that dictates what can be done on each property depending on their zoning. So like code enforcement, it's when we receive a call for a complaining saying, oh, at this property they are doing a construction and I don't see a building permit posted there. Or this property is becoming full of cars. I don't see registration on the cars. There are junk cars. There's a lot of trash on them. So all those types of, basically what we enforce or what we review on permit process, it's what we also need to enforce when there's complaints.
How often do citizens complain that people don't have a permit or just want to reassure that they have a permit?
Daily.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That hasn't been a case where they just built like escondidas?
Yeah, that's a lot of time, and we noticed that when, for example, right now it's a popular thing that the solar permits.
Oh, okay.
It's like people do an storage on the back of the house. We don't see it. The neighbors did not report it or something like that, so they finished that. And when they came to apply for a building permit for install a solar system, and we start reviewing the plan, say, okay, this instruction, we don't have it in our system, was built without permits, so they need to start again the process to permit that structure, pay the penalties fees, and then we can until they resolve that, we can start working on the new permit.
So it's the permit plus the fee, right?
Yeah.
Permit and the fee? Oh my goodness. You got it.
Do they have to renew this? Like the permit, do they have to renew it? Or
No,
is it just,
permits.
like,
No,
always-
permits. Once you get a building permit, we do depending on the type, we do series of inspections from initial to completion. Once it's finished, if it's a new residence, we will issue a certificate of occupancy, and that is done. That's the case.
Our last question. What is some advice that you'd like to tell the public, whether it's the permits or the code enforcement or just the overall environment in which they plan to build a building, whether it's commercial or a home?
Okay, so I will tell them to, before start doing any work, when they're in the planning phase, just to give us a call and ask, I'm planning to do this in my property, can I do it? What are the requirements? Because they also size the maximum you can build. There's setback requirements where you cannot build even though it's your property. And I will just first contact us so you can start on with a good foot.
Okay, I have another question. But so let's say you live in a community and they have HOA and they're not unsure whether they can build something there. Can you contact HOA, the HOA that's in charge of that community, or do they have to contact their HOA?
Okay, so they have to contact us for our regulations.
Okay.
In HOA, they may have another regulation beside us, and they need to contact the HOA. We
Oh,
don't.
okay.
We cannot regulate HOA regulations, just our ordinance. So in that case, you need to contact us and your HOA to make
Okay,
sure,
so
because
it's-
sometimes they have more restrictive regulations than us.
That you can say yes, you can build that, but they can say
Yeah.
but under this condition or no.
Yeah, we can
under-
say it complies with our regulations, and you can go to HOA and say no. But with us, is instead of
It's different.
if we require a 15 feet setback, they say no, we require 20,
Okay.
and they need to follow the HOA.
Okay. So the HOA basically triumphs you guys in a way, or
In a way, yeah. If they're more restrictive, yes.
okay.
But if they're less restrictive, then no.
Then, okay. All right. To conclude, our more questions about your position, we do have some personal questions we'd like to ask. You mentioned that you're a soccer fan. What's your favorite team?
It's Club America.
We had a Chivas fan, huh?
Yeah.
Was that Peña? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that team?
Well, it's the best team of Mexico. It's number one, the one who has most trophies.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, and you one?
What is your dream car?
My dream car right now, always has been a Viper.
A Viper?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Dodge Viper.
Those are nice. They're really
Yeah.
nice.
Any color in specific?
I mean, a red or white. Either
Red.
one.
Red looks like very furious, I feel.
Yeah, and
Intimidating.
then it goes with the Viper level. So I
Yeah.
think it's
What do you think about vintage cars?
Oh,
vintage cars. I love them. I like to see them, but I don't see owning one.
Would you like to fix up a vintage car? Because you mentioned that you like to work on cars, right? Would you like to work on a newer model or more old school?
Either one. I have fun.
I think
with
new
new
would be
cars.
harder.
Newer
Yeah,
ones?
new ones with the other sensors, and there's more things
Yeah.
to connect and everything. So yeah, but either one.
I actually have a question. I think this concerns also like your role though. So you know the Dragon Buffet?
Yeah.
So they sold their property, right? And they're like they bought a little like it was like a parking lot, right?
They
Do
must
you know
have-
anything about that? Yeah, they put a parking lot like right next to Jay's.
Oh, okay. This down here the hill.
Yeah. What do you like? Are they gonna have space for a restaurant there?
Well, they could, but that area it's in the city limits, so they will need to follow city guidelines. We don't regulate, but it's in the city limits.
So
We
they
only-
talk to City of Nogales?
Yeah, they will need to
Okay.
talk to city guidelines for all the permitting process.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, and last one. What's some advice that stuck with you, whether it was from a teacher, a colleague, or a family member, that you still follow to this day?
I would say it was from my father. I always do the extra mile. I always do it right and do the extra mile.
Are you one to put in the extra work when no one is paying attention?
Yeah. I always try to do my best. I always have, if you're not doing it right, don't do it.
Because I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rojas, for taking the time
I know.
and being with us and for being on our podcast. We really appreciate it.
Okay.
Not only do you educate us, but you educate the public as well.
Thank you for the invite. And this is my first podcast, so that's a good experience.
Make sure you watch the other episodes too.
Oh yeah, I have started
You
watching.
have?
Yeah,
Alright,
yeah,
cool,
some
cool.
of them.
How can
Yeah.
we tell our public that?
Make sure you watch the videos. We put a lot of work, and also our interviewees put a lot of work to making time out of their schedules for being with us.
Get informed on what the county does.
Not only will it help you, but it can also help the community in being better and just stronger. It can help us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for being with us. Stay tuned for another episode of Go 101.